You tell me when you see them come on, Ben.
Larry's on.
Larry is on. We'll start.
Hey, Frankie.
Hey, Larry. How you doing, buddy?
Good, and you? You just doing a special call for this night?
Yeah, you guys will talk. You know, your 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever you talk, and then after that, I'm giving some information.
Well, you're the man. How y'all
uh,
doing today?
that's how
How you
we.
feeling from all that treatment?
I feel good. I get treatments every 2 weeks now, so that means that instead of the chemo that I was getting literally every week, immunotherapy is every 2 weeks, and it allows my body to rest and catch up with what they're doing to me. So last week, you know, it was rough, but this week, oh, it's great. Now next week, it'll be rough, and then the next week after that, it'll be great. And that's
Yeah,
the way
well,
it,
I got a hold of that guy. I got a hold of that guy you gave me that wanted to sell back something. He's a nice guy.
good. Yes, he
So,
is. Yes, he is.
yeah.
Very nice gentleman. You're talking about the one whose his mother passed away?
No, the guy that you
Guy's
gave
name's
it to.
Larry. That's the
Oh,
old gentleman out
Larry,
of
the
Texas.
other. That's the other guy that I gave your number to today. Yeah, that's right. I'm glad you could help him. Who's going to be with us, Scott?
Scott, yeah.
Okay,
He's
Jan.
on.
Yep,
Oh, he's
Scott's
on.
second.
Oh, good.
He's
Okay.
here.
Well, then let's just get started then.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on. You ready?
Mhm.
3, 2, 1, go.
The recording has started.
Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank26 UB2Bs. It's good to be with you. We are KTF always.com. It stands for Keep the Faith Always. We keep the faith always in our Heavenly Father, and before we do anything, we go to God's throne room to ask for guidance. Abba, Heavenly Father, by the blood of your Son Jesus, I'm in your presence to ask you to help us tonight. Help my guests tonight that they can accomplish their goal to explain this program, God. Help those that are with us that they can understand this program. It is very, very good, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you, God, for your guidance, for your love, for your Son Jesus that died on the cross, and by his name I pray. Amen, amen, amen. Well, now, family, we're here tonight to talk about one of our products, and that would be Novatech. We have Larry and Scott that are going to talk to you. Now, they've been with us about 3 times. This may be the 4th time. And every time that they're with us, you seem to have less and less questions. Write down your questions. Now, don't put them in chat while they're talking. When we're done, Scott will say, okay, Larry, I'm done. Larry will say, okay, Frank, we're done. Go ahead and open it up for Q&A. And if you have any questions, we're here for you. And by the way, I want you to know that this is how I am now doing it. We will give you Larry's phone number. We will give you my phone number. And what we'll do is ask you to call us if you're interested. If you are, then we send to you some videos. These are well-constructed videos. They literally dissect the whole program step by step by step by step. You may have a question that leads to another question to another question. They've done a thorough job in answering many of your questions. But while you're watching these videos, write down your questions, okay? Then call me back. That's part 2. So part 1 is when you call me and I send you these videos. Part 2 is when you call me back with questions after you listen to the videos. Then I will get you the answers, God willing, within 24, no more than 48 hours. And once you have those answers, then I say to you on the phone, now that you have all your questions answered, think about it, pray about it, talk about it with your family. If this is for you, call me back, and I'll sign you up underneath me. And that's how we do it, folks. So without further delay, I'm going to introduce Larry, who will introduce our guest Scott, who's going to talk to you tonight about Novatech, a wonderful program. Larry, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Frank, I want to thank you and Jan for having us on again this week. I mean, the response has been, how could I put it, Frank, overwhelming.
Good.
Very, very good response in Novatech. We're just happy to... Scott, who's going to be the speaker tonight, he had got me into Novatech. I guess it's been about 7 months ago. This is actually something I was looking for And just by a stroke of luck, he had called me and said, "Hey, I've got this, this company, Novatech," and he explained it to me. I won't steal any of his thunder, but we're just real pleased to offer people an opportunity to excel their savings, excel their retirement monies. We're not financial advisors, never will be, never want to be. But I've been in for 7 months, and I am extremely happy with everything they said they've done, they have done. I mean, it's just incredible. And without any further ado, I'm going to let Scott Whitney,
Hey,
who got me
Larry.
into Novatech, thank you, Scott, explain the Novatech business to you.
Hey, Larry, before Scott comes on, real quick, you tried to talk to me around that same time, 7 months ago, and I said no to you. I mean, I was dealing with some medical issues. They were very important. I was burying my father. He had just passed away around that time, and my life was complicated. And I told you, leave me alone. And you did for
Yeah,
a month.
I was pounding the table on that, wasn't I, Frank?
Yeah, well, you did leave me alone. You respected me, and I appreciate it. But then you called me up 2 months ago, the 1st of July, I believe it was, and you said, "Frank, I opened you an account and I put $500 in for you." And I said, "Why? I told you not to." And you said, "Just leave it alone." At the end of June, you showed me what was in my account, and I said, "That's not possible." And you told me, "Leave the money alone. Let it ride." So I let it ride for the month of July. And it was last week that you and I talked, and I looked at what we have, and I said, "That's impossible." And you said, "No." Ladies and gentlemen, pay very close attention to what you're about to hear with this program. There are a lot of 401ks that are just being destroyed right now. This is something that the Lord has brought to me through Larry, through Scott, and I'm telling you, I feel very, very good about it. Scott, I didn't mean to interfere, but if you're there, sir, the floor is yours. Please share with us about Novatech.
Well, Frank, I want to thank you so much, and you are not ever interfering, so don't ever feel that way. Your wisdom and your guidance is definitely something that I appreciate and look forward to every moment I have a chance to do that. So thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be on tonight, to be able to share the Novatech opportunity with all of you that are listening this evening. Novatech is something that we like to say, let your money work harder than you do. This is investing beyond the 21st century. And as you heard Frank say, he had money that was put in there by Larry, just sat there, watched it, could not believe what was happening to it. And this truly has been a blessing in so many families' lives since I got started back on January 12th of this year. I personally have been looking for something similar to this for the last 5-6 years, but there's never anything out there that really truly had everything all together in one package until we met Novatech. I'm going to read a short earnings disclaimer because I think it's important to understand that the use of our information, products, and services should be based on your own due diligence and that you agree the company is not liable for any success or failure of your business that is directly or indirectly related to the purchase and or use of our information, products, and services reviewed or advertised. All information contained herein should be independently verified and confirmed. We do not accept any liability for any loss or damage whatsoever caused in reliance upon such information or services. Please be aware of the risks involved with any trading done in any financial market. Do not trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Trading cryptocurrencies, also called digital or virtual currencies, crypto assets, altcoins, and so on, as well as Forex, involves substantial risk of loss that is not suitable for everyone. And you must be 18 years of age or older to take part in this company. Now, we all have been talking about historical investments our entire lives. Like for me, I was hammered as a kid through my teens and 20s, 30s, even 40s about making sure I have an IRA every year. And, I could invest in annuities or the stock market, have a whole life insurance policy, for example. Or if you have a job, you have a 401k, and as you heard Frank say, a lot of people are getting hammered in their 401ks these last 2 years. I have personal friends that are, friends' parents who are retirement age, but they're literally 2 to 3 years away from retirement, and their 401k lost over 60% of its value over 8 months this year alone. And it's just devastating on what it is. And, it's not saying that it's not going to come back. I do believe that things will turn back around, but it's not a good feeling to watch that stuff go backwards. and feel like you help us and there's nothing else that you can do. These historical investments are just that. They're historical. To me, it's antiquated philosophy. Today's day and age, we're in the digital era. We've been here since the internet started in the 90s. And now we have cryptocurrency as a digital form of currency that is truly freeing the world and helping the unbanked to become banked all across the world. Novatech saw a need back in June of 2019. They formed a hedge fund that does cryptocurrency trading here in North America, does cryptocurrency and Forex trading on our behalf all across the world. They have Bitcoin ATM machines throughout Florida. They also have a green, clean energy mining facility overseas. These are all things that are part of the umbrella that we call Novatech. Since inception in June of 2019, we've been averaging over 3% per week rate of return week after week after week. And that doesn't mean we're guaranteeing 3% per week, but we've been averaging 3% per week for the last 38 months. That's a huge, huge deal. And how are we doing this? Well, Novatech has an account called a PAM account. This is a percentage allocation management module. What this does, it allows the average person like us to be able to get into a hedge fund where we would not have been able to otherwise. I don't know if many of you know this or realize this or not, but if you went into like a Charles Schwab or a Raymond James Financial or a place like that, and you asked to get into one of their upper-end return hedge funds, most of them are going to laugh at you because you need at least $100,000 to $250,000, and in some cases $1 million, just to get into those hedge funds, let alone be able to partake in them. What Novatech has done is cut out all of the middlemen and allowed us to get started with our PAM account to be part of this hedge fund for as little as $99 one time. That's a huge deal. It's a huge opportunity. Well, the other part about this for me is the traders. Like, I don't want to put my money someplace where it's brand new people trying something out for the first time. The traders that we have here at corporate have over 40 years combined experience in the Forex and cryptocurrency markets, and they've been very successful over time. We also employ 12 different traders, some full-time, 5 part-time. We have AI bots that do some scalp trades here and there as well. These guys know what they're doing. They've been doing this for decades, and they're very, very good at what they do. This is one of the biggest reasons why I love that. Then the other side of this is the $800 million plus in their liquidity pool that they have access to because of all of us and our trading accounts that we have with them. They only ever trade 15 to 30% max of the trading account at any one point in time, which means that's mitigating the risk. The whole account's never at risk. See, most of these companies out there, when they put our funds to work for us, they're going to put the whole entire account at risk, which is why you hear horror stories all the time of these things going sideways. When the market goes sideways, an account tanks, all the money is gone. That's not going to happen here. They only trade with 15 to 30% of the account, which means that the entire account is never at risk. So again, that was another big positive for me as well. Now, for the last 60 weeks, we've had an average of 3.04% return. We've had a low, and I always point out the lows, right? Because this isn't, pie in the sky. This isn't, guarantees. This is trading. There is risk. But in the second week of May of this year, we had a 0.65% return on our investment. And a lot of folks say that, that was a terrible week. And to me, that was a phenomenal week because cryptocurrency that week had gone down over 30, almost 40% that week, and we still made a 0.65% return. And the piece of that that's important is when the crypto drops significantly, it drops significantly in about 36 hours without warning, which is what happens a lot of times in these markets. That's the reason why I don't trade anymore. This is all I do. Now, at 0.65 for low, we have also had in this past 60 months a 4.18% high. We've had multiple weeks that are in the 3.01 to 3.98% ranges, and these are just weekly returns based on what we have in our personal trading account with Novatech. Now, nothing's guaranteed. Past performance is not a guarantee of future success, but for me, 38 months, going on a 39th month this month, of week after week of positive compounding results, that's enough for me to say, I want in and I want part of this. It's the reason why I started back in January of this year. Now, why are we different beyond other things that are out there? Number one, there are no expiration dates. You can trade as long as you want, no repurchase requirements whatsoever, and you can cancel any time. The key with this for me is that we don't make you Novatech doesn't make you every so often put new money in order to stay active and take part in the program. You could start today with an amount of money in your trading account. It doesn't matter what it is. You can never put another dime in if you don't want to, and that's okay. But you can also add as much as you want. That's also okay as well. So you have access to your capital 24/7, 365, and that's even if you want to pull it out. There's no lockdown period. We're not going to lock your money up and tell you that for the next 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, that you can't touch your principal. We don't do that. You have access from day one. The caveat to that is your first 14 days, if you need to pull out of your trading account, you can do that without any fees whatsoever. From day 15 to day 90, there's a 15% early withdrawal penalty. And the reason for that is they've already paid out commissions and they've already put stuff in trades. It's going to cost them money to take that out and refund that to you. Now, you still have access to it, but there is a 15% early withdrawal penalty. From day 91 to infinity, there is no withdrawal penalty whatsoever. You can take out any or all of your money without penalty. There's also no earning cap. You can earn as much as you want. You can stay here as long as you want. You can make as much as you want. Company is not going to stop you once you make a certain amount of money, which is another big deal. On the trading side of things, some of those program highlights that you have a live market trading platform. We work through an MT4 platform where Novatech is your actual broker. They do not hire or license out brokers to run the platform. Novatech is the actual broker here, which is another huge positive for us. You don't have to have any trading skills required because we provide a trading academy library where you can learn how to the skill of trading on your own. And that is provided for you absolutely free with a funded PAM account. So unlike other companies that will charge you $100 to $300 or more a month for access to the trading academy library, we're giving it to you for free with a funded PAM account, which is another huge benefit. Now, our flexible trading packages come with low monthly fees. A lot of companies are charging $100, $150, $200, $250 in some cases for just to be able to have an account and be able to earn. We don't do that. What Novatech does in month number 2, however, is they start with a $25 monthly management fee. They do not charge it in month 1. There is no cost to join the business. There is no cost to create an account. All you need to do is create an account for free, fund your PAM account, your trading account, and 100% of what you put in goes into your trading account balance, and that's it. Month number 2, they start that $25 monthly management fee. And the reason why they do that is they want you to have a month under your belt of positive earnings so that you can pay for that out of profits instead of out of your pocket. Now, the average person that comes into this is putting in around $500, and that helps them not only pay that, but to grow as well. And I'll kind of share that with you here in a second on what that could look like for you. Now, we have 7 packages that you can get started with, and I always tell folks, just pick the dollar amount that best suits your needs. What you want to start with yourself personally, whatever package that is, that's how you're going to join and start your PAM account with Novatech. We start off with the first 5 packages, which have that $25 monthly management fee. Builder, Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. Builder runs from $99 to $499. Bronze runs from $500 to $2,499. Silver is $2,500 to $4,999. Gold is $5,000 to $9,999. And Platinum is $10,000 to $24,999. Again, like I said earlier, just pick the dollar amount, whatever you're looking to put in yourself, start with yourself. Pick the package that has that dollar amount in it, and that's where you want to start. And you can always upgrade later if you want to. You can always add more. You can compound up to those bigger packages later anyway, most likely. But that's what we have for the first 5. Now, here's a larger, you want a larger amount in. We have 2 packages. One is our VIP package, which is $25,000 to just under $100,000. That's going to include every benefit we have because there is no $25 monthly management fee at this point. And also on top of that, the company is going to give you an extra 1% cash back every single month on what you make in your ROI weekly for the entire month. That's a huge benefit. It's a great thank you for staying there and building your account up to that VIP status. And our last package is what we call our President's Club. It's $100,000 or more in personal trading account balance. No $25 monthly management fee. They give you a $1,000 bonus. You can do with that what you like. And there's a 2.5% cash back reward every month on your weekly ROI that then they pay that back to you every single month. So another just little added benefit bonus for being there.
Hey, Scott, can you hold on a second?
Yes, sir.
The reason why is because we're being told that the broadcast is garbled. For some reason, there's a handful of people that are telling us that they cannot hear you properly. You've already shared with us so much information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this phone to a speaker to amplify you. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. The speaker is where? Scott, can you talk?
Yes, I can.
Alrighty, give me a
Is-
count.
is this-
Go
is
ahead.
this-
Go ahead and give me a countdown of 1 through 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please help us so we can continue? Does that sound any better? That 10-second countdown that he gave? Oh, you're saying yes? And that's the individual that was saying that he couldn't hear. So, Scott, please continue.
Would you let me go back a little bit and start?
If you don't mind, give it a summary, you know what I mean? Like an outline of how you get started. Go ahead, sir. Fast there.
Okay, so I'll go back to the just when we start talking about the PAM program. Right, so the PAM account itself, like I said, is one of those accounts, the trading account that you can upload. Once you start, you can fund your account with whatever amount of money that you want to start with personally yourself. You know, and I always tell folks, start with the amount that makes the most sense for you. Whatever amount that is, whatever package, the package it falls in, that's the package you want to start with. Our packages range from Builder, Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. You just need to decide what you want to start with and just choose that package. The Builder package starts at $99 and goes up to $499. The Bronze package starts at $500, goes up to $24.99. The Silver package starts at $2,500, goes to $49.99. The Gold package is $5,000 to $9,999, and the Platinum package is $10,000 up to $24,999. Now, these all again come with a $25 monthly management fee that starts in month number 2. And as I said earlier, the reason why it starts in month number 2 is because the company wants you to have a full month of trading under your belt and make some profits. So that fee comes out of your profits and not out of your pocket. So that's a huge thing for me. This company truly does have the individual at heart and wants to make sure that we are all as successful as we can possibly be. They're not greedy. They make sure that they take what they need to make sure that they pay the people, but they're not taking it up front. They're making sure that we have the ability to earn first before they do that. So to me, that's a big deal. And like I said, just start with one of those 5 packages, wherever the dollar amount that you want to start with fits. Just choose that, and you can get started as early as tonight. We have a VIP package for the folks that want to put in more than the up to $24,000. You start at $25,000, goes up to just under $100,000. There's no $25 monthly management fee at this point. You get 1% cash back every month on your weekly ROI that you earn. So whatever you earn in a month, take an additional 1% of that, and that's your cash back every month. That's a nice thank you for becoming a VIP member. And then our President's Club is our last package. It's $100,000 or more in your personal trading account. Now, you can do that out of the gate, or you can add to it over time, or you can compound to it over time. It doesn't matter. You're going to get no $25 monthly management fee. You'll receive a $1,000 bonus from the company, and you're also going to receive an additional 2.5% cash back every single month on whatever you earn in ROI for the month. So it's just another blessing from the company, and a thank you for attaining that level at the President's Club rank. So just what I'm going to do right now is share a couple of examples of what could happen if you decide that you want to start today over time. I'm going to use something called the compound calculator to put some numbers out there to you. You can find the compound calculator pretty easy on thecalculatorsite.com, thecalculatorsite.com. I've always start this out with a $500 initial balance, and I'll do the interest rate weekly at 3%. I take it out, the first calculation, I take it out for 1 month. So I want to show folks what we're looking at after 1 month. If you have $500, averaging 3% weekly for your first month, it's going to be about $68 in total earned interest for that first 30-day time frame. Now, $68 is more than enough to pay for your $25 monthly management fee. The next step I would do is I take that $568 you have at the end of your first month, and now I'm going to take that out for 6 more months, and I'm going to take out and withdraw $25 from that every month, just so you have that management fee covered every month. Now, at the end of those 6 months, you're going to have $1,013 in your account. Now, you've been here for a total of 7 months at this point. You have not shared this with a single person. You're only taking and compounding your money every single Friday, and that's it. And you have $1,013, which means you just over doubled your initial investment that you put into your trading account. Now, the option you have here is twofold. You can either leave it in and let it ride, or you can pull out the initial $500 that you put in, take your seed capital back, and play with house money for the rest of the time. That's entirely up to you. My thing is, I just let it ride. So I have a 1,013, let's just say, for starting in month number 8. I'm going to take this out now 4 years and 5 months more. And the reason why 4 years and 5 months is that makes a total of 5 years. I always do 5 years. And the reason I do that is that my beautiful bride and I have a bouncing baby boy. He's 5 months old now, born in March. And when he turns 5 years old, I want to make sure that we have the resources to do whatever we need to do and want to do to make sure that we're there for every single aspect of that little boy's life for as long as we can. And I don't want to have any interruptions. So at the end of 5 years, so it's 4 years and 5 months, 5 years total, with an initial $500 deposit, $25 monthly management fee until it runs out when you get $25,000. At the end of 5 years, you now have $900,000 in your investment account that you can do whatever the heck you want to do with it. Now, that's really good numbers. But those are not my numbers. My numbers was $5,000. $5,000 in my trading account. I took that out, calculated a lot in 3 years, and in 3 years time frame, that turns into just over $500,000. Now, that's a good number. What I do at that point, in year number 4, I take out $40,000 per month for the next 12 months. So $480,000 withdrawn, and my account still grows to $1.256 million. This is not pie in the sky, folks. This is the power of compounding numbers. Compound math. It's the way it works. We're compounding weekly. I know a lot of people say, I know about compounding, this doesn't seem right. But because the compounding most people do or have access to is either monthly or quarterly compounding. This is weekly compounding. This is a huge, huge difference. So with that $500,000, I've turned that now into $1.256 million at the end of 4 years, and I have already withdrawn $480,000 out to live life and do what I need to do with it. And so last year, year number 5, I'm going to start taking out $100,000 a month. So in 12 months, I'm literally taking out $1.2 million, and the total now $1.68 million.
Disconnected.
I still have $3.169 million in my trading account. And this is all because of the power of compounding. The bigger and faster it compounds and get you where you want to be. Now, that doesn't have to be your number. That's my number, but it doesn't have to be your number. You just need to pick the number that is, I call that my freedom number. So you all just need to pick a number that makes the most sense for you, that makes you have that freedom number for yourself and for your family, and either start with that or get to that initial deposit that you want to be at as quickly as you can. You have people along the way to help you understand how to do that in the whole 9 yards. Now, this is a crypto in and crypto out program. So you can fund your PAN account, your trading account with either Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, or USDT, which is Tether, on the ERC20. Those are the cryptos that we accept, and those are pretty seamless and smooth transitions as you go along. That is the part of the program that's all about the membership. I usually, when I'm doing a Zoom, like to open up for questions and testimonies at this point. But since we're on a call, with your permission, Frank, I'll just go through to the affiliate side of things, and then we can open up at the end. Is that what you want to do questions now as well?
We'll go ahead and open it up. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and start posting your questions. I told you not to post them when he was talking, and you did. And there's no way we can retrieve those. Now, if you have questions for Scott, please post them them now, Jan. As soon as you see one, let me know so I can read it, okay?
Yep.
And for all of you that are saying that our audio was garbled, hold on just a second here. Let me turn up the volume. Please post them now, Jan. As soon as you see one, let me know so I can read it, okay?
Yep.
And for all of you that are saying that our audio was garbled, well, there it is. There's the garbling that we hear, and sadly, there's nothing we can do about it. I apologize, family, but it's a lot better than what it was. So you can actually understand him now. You just hear some static in the background. But I won't waste any more of your time. I'm sorry that this didn't really succeed as well the way I wanted. But let's make it succeed by asking some questions. First of all, Scott,
Yes, sir.
I got one here. Initially, go in bronze and work up to silver level weekly or monthly contributions. Is that correct?
Yes.
What does,
Yeah,
because,
you can.
go ahead, sir.
And you can do that any way that you want. If you're going to share this with folks and you can earn that commission that way to do that, or maybe you want to contribute, $25, $50, $100 a week, or every 2 weeks or a month, whatever works best for you, you can do whatever you need to do to get you up to that next level.
Gotcha. How many accounts can one person have?
One person can have one account. One household can have as many accounts as the household has people over the age of 18.
Can profit be auto reinvested? I guess that what they mean is, can you just let it ride?
At the moment, no. You have to manually do that on Fridays. But coming up probably in the next 2 weeks max, there will be an auto reinvest option for the Friday ROI.
That's interesting because I have never done that. I'm going to have to talk to Larry and see if he, well, I did ask him. I told him just let it ride. But we'll find out if he reinvested mine. You say because you have to do it yourself automatically? Manually?
Yeah, just do this manually, yeah. And I can tell you, Frank, I can promise you, Larry has been compounding your Friday pay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for making me feel good about that. Here we go. Can do your traders also sort to make money on the opportunities?
No, they don't. They're traders only.
Gotcha. I live in Texas. Can I participate in this program? Here we go. Go ahead. Tell them about the 5 states.
Okay, so there are 5 states that we do not do business in. One of them is Texas, also South Carolina, Montana, Alaska, and Hawaii. The reason why Novatech does not do business in those 5 states is because they, in their bylaws of the states, they treat cryptocurrency and businesses in this space like ours a little more harshly. And it's not that if we opened up there that we would be doing anything illegal, because we would not be, but it would open up the company to more risk, and they just don't want to do that. So they choose not to operate in those 5 states. However, we have a lot of folks in those 5 states, and the way that they have involved themselves is they've either have created an LLC in another state, or they have an address in another state that they can use. The only caveat to that is just to make sure whatever documentation that you're using when it comes time to prove your identity, that you're not using anything that has, like your driver's license from like the state of Texas, for example. You want to use your passport, and then I recommend if you have an address in another state, just change the address of your cell phone bill, because nobody gets that in the mail anymore. Just change your address to that, to the other state. And that keeps it pretty simple.
That's interesting. So if a person lives in one of those 5 states, they can set up a company, an LLC outside of that state, and be eligible under that license. Is that a good way of putting it?
Yep, that's correct. We have several people that do that every week.
Okay. Any other questions, family? Let's see. If I wanted to market this program, do you offer assistance?
We do have some landing pages that are in our group. They're free. They don't have any links associated with them. As far as marketing assistance, I would have to have a little more clarity on what you're asking for there to know how to correctly answer that. And then as far as social media, I might as well hit this while we're talking about the marketing side. On social media, you don't ever want to post anything or share anything that has to do with percentages or dollar amounts or guarantees or any of that stuff. Then I never post the name of the actual company. The reason I don't post names of companies is that I want my contact to reach out to me and ask me what I'm talking about. I don't want them to go to Google and feel like they have the answers and then not talk to me. I want them to talk to me.
Gotcha. Let's see. I think we have one more up here. Cody Brandy. I don't know why, but he's asking, is Scott a staff member?
I am not, no.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think you were. But you've been very successful. And how many years have you been doing this now? 4 or 3?
No. I've been doing this since January of this year.
Oh, of this year.
Just so you know what my story is, I started off with $500 on January 12th, just to check it out from the inside, because, like most people, I'm skeptical at best when it comes to a lot of the programs in the networking space, just because I've been around a lot. I've been co-owner of a company. I've been a master distributor of 2 different companies. I've written compensation plans for 6 different companies. I've been a consultant for 2. So I pay attention to the stuff that's in the industry and what's out there. And when I was presented with this, I always would do the same thing. I just go in, put a little bit in, check it out from the inside. I felt good after 2 weeks, which is where I bumped up my account. And it's been off to the races ever since. I currently have a trading account balance of just under $30,000. And keep in mind, I am building on the affiliate side of this as well. I'm compounding that as well. So that's not just compounding $500. That's also the commissions that I'm making as well. But I've also pulled out just at $40,000 as of last week to be able to pay bills while my wife is on maternity leave. So, that's where I've been. Our team group volume has, we've exceeded over 3,500 people in our team in that short period of time, and we just went over 12.8 million in volume yesterday.
Wow. You've had some amazing success just from the beginning of this year. And my sponsor, Larry, he's following in your footsteps. And I appreciate what you guys are doing because you're guiding me in the same manner. Family, once again, write this down. This is my broker's email. This is his phone number. This is his partner, Kim. You can see Kimberly at Kimberly. What does it say?
Kimler.
Oh,
Kimler.
I'm sorry. It cut it off, but it should say .com at the end. .com. But if you have any desire to learn more about this program, please feel free to get a hold of us. I put the numbers up, or you can call me. My phone number is 419-283-552. Scott, they are asking the number one question. Are these profits taxable?
So, like everything else in life, the IRS is going to get their piece. I can promise you that. So, what I teach people along the way is, number one, speak with your accountant or your financial advisor. Ask them how you deal with these profits as you start pulling them out. But you don't create a taxable event until you pull crypto out of Novatech into your external wallet, whether it's Coinbase, Crypto.com, Cash App, whatever it is, and then convert that into US dollars or fiat and put it back into your bank. Once you do that, that creates a taxable event, and you must report that. You guys know as well as I do that Uncle Sam is going to get his piece some way, shape, or form. Our goal is to minimize what that is. And you do that by talking with an accountant or a financial advisor, and they'll help guide you along the way as to the best way to do that for yourself.
Yes, our government, I told our listening audience 2 years ago, actually a little more than 2, well, it was about 2 years ago. I told them, I said, get ready. Our government is coming after you. Lo and behold, 80,000 IRS agents, get ready. And yes, family, pay your taxes. You don't think of ways of getting away with paying your taxes. Think of ways of paying your taxes. That's what God wants you to do. You're not to avoid them. You're to give to Caesar what belongs to him. Throw it in his face if you have to. And then you give the rest to God. But do the right thing as far as taxes go. Don't mess around. Don't mess
It's a
around.
blessing to be able to pay taxes.
It's a blessing to be able to pay taxes. Oh, I love that statement. Hey, by the way, I'm going to disconnect you from the speaker, and I'm going to put you on the speaker of the phone. Talk. Say 1 through 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What you think, family? Was that a little bit better, less static? I don't know what's going on. We looked at the weather around us. There are no storms that we can see. I humbly apologize that it was a little staticky. Let's see here. Can my children inherit my account?
They don't do that, but if God forbid when you do pass away, as long as they have a death certificate and take that to the company will then liquidate your assets and then they'll give that to them. But they don't give them the actual business or the account.
Gotcha. Can I transfer some of my 401k account into this?
You have to cash it out of your 401k first, and then you'd be able to put it into Novatech. And we've had, I can't tell you, a countless number of people who've done that already.
Can people in Puerto Rico take part of this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say that we're done. We've answered mostly everybody's questions. I thank you, Scott. Basically, this boils down to I envision it like a savings account on steroids, man. I'm not going to find this type of interest return, anywhere. My goodness gracious, I remember 20, 30, 40 years ago, you could get CDs for like, 4, 5, 6% interest. Wow. Not anymore.
Right.
That dinosaur died a long time ago, and it's never going to come back for us as American citizens. But it's interesting how this is a good replacement for it. This is a good product, and family, I would tell you, start out slow. What is the minimum they can start out with? $500?
Well, I'd like to have folks start at 500 or as close to it as possible, because once that $25 monthly management fee starts in month number 2, I want to make sure you're making enough on the weekly ROI that you're both covering that and you're gaining ground at the same time. $500 really is that threshold. You can, if you can't do that, start anywhere from 99 up, and then just make sure you're adding enough every week or every 2 weeks until you get up to that $500 point, so that your account can really start getting the head of steam and taking off.
After a while, my intentions are to take out the 500 that was put in my name, and then we opened another one for my wife. So we have 1,000 in this program. I can take it out right now and just let the money that's in there continue to ride. It's very, very interesting. Family, don't get involved in this if you cannot afford it. Don't you agree, Scott?
I agree. I always tell people, do not put in more than you can afford to lose, because what happens if you put money in that's meant for bills, it's going to stress you out, then all you're going to be is stressed out the entire time that you have an account here, and it's not going to be a good feeling. So, just put in what you can afford. Put in what, if you lost it, it's not going to cause harm to your family and to your household, and then just, we can build from there.
Thank you, Scott. Again, the best way that I can summarize this is this is a savings account. This is a CD account. This is a 401. This is a way that you can put your money, and they're giving on an average every Friday 3% return. That's phenomenal. I believe that the low point you said was 0.6. Is that right?
Yeah, 0.65.
Yeah, but still, shoot. I feel that's impressive over banks.
Right. Well, I mean, in that week, to be honest with you, if people were holding Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency in, say, Coinbase, they lost 36, 37% of the value of their portfolio, while we gained 0.65%.
There you go. That's right. I remember you were saying that. Well, Scott, again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you, my dear friend. And Larry, also, thank you, gentlemen. And we'll bring you guys back on again. For right now, for those of you that are interested, get a hold of Larry. This is his phone number and his email. Or you can get a hold of me, 419-283-2552. And we'll be glad to help you out. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Larry.
You know,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
also, Frank, if anybody's interested, we'll be back on in another couple of weeks. Send some folks over if they want to hear.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do this in a couple of weeks.
Good idea, Larry. Family, if you're interested, you got 2 weeks. We'll bring them back again, and you can get your potential customers to either listen. I'm sorry, this is a bad recording, but in 2 weeks, you have enough time. Prepare them to come and listen to the presentation. We will make sure that it's not static. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on, but obviously, it has to do with UB2B. Everything here is connected properly. Actually, I disconnected everything. All righty. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Larry. God bless you, gentlemen.
Yeah, let me know, Frank. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All righty, Tink. Before we start the second half of our program, which is the study of the Iraqi dinar, I just want to make sure that we get rid of Mark A.
Gone.
He's gone permanently, correct?
Yep.
What about Alan Hogg?
He's swimming too.
He's what? Grounded?
He's swimming too. He's swimming.
He's also swimming. All right. Good. Because I don't appreciate people that come in here and do that. I don't mind if you're talking about football or other subjects and interfering with what we're trying to teach. That's fine. That's just normal conversation. But when you come in here and you criticize what we're teaching, no, you're not welcomed. Alrighty, I can't think of anything else. Could you please walk through the setup of the imaginary account? You see, we did all that. You guys were talking. Well, maybe you weren't. Maybe you missed it. But I would tell you just to rewind it, or I would tell you call me, and I'll send you the video so that you can understand everything step by step by step by step by step. And then when you're done watching the videos, you'll write your questions down. You'll call me. I'll take your questions. I'll get you the answers. And then at that point, I'll say to you, got your answers. You know everything there is to know. If you don't mind, go talk to your family. Go pray to God about it. And if it's for you, call me back. I'll put you underneath me. If it's not for you, no worries. You learned something. That's all. That's how we're doing it. What's my phone number? 419-283-2552. 419-283-2552. Okie dokie. So that takes care of. And by the way, how do I sound to you right now? Am I garbled? Am I all, do I sound, well, how'd you put it, that I was swimming underwater? What else did you say? How do we sound? Oh, no, it sounds normal. So that tells me a lot, family. It was our connections here. I humbly apologize, and well, after close to 1,000 UB2Bs, to have one bad one ain't too bad, huh? But once you get a hold of me, we'll get you all the answers. I think you know that this is a good program. But don't get involved in it if you cannot afford to do it. Don't go looking for money where it belongs somewhere else. Okay? Good. Alrighty. So I'm going to share with you a little bit. Just a little bit, because I know that some people are interested in watching some football game, apparently that's on TV. So, very briefly, let me see what I can share with you from Eddie. Because I would strongly suggest that you do belong to ktfalways.com, right? You don't? You should. Because you have homework, family. We put in, Claire and I think we put in 8 or 9 articles. powerful. Real good articles that explain what we've been explaining to you. And it's from the right source. Solder. Yeah. Kazemi. Yeah. CBI. Yeah. How do you guys feel about the dog party? You know, how y'all feel about Maliki? How do you feel about Amir? You know, how do you feel about the fact that they want to dissolve parliament and put in their people instead of, you know, it's our country, Iraq? How y'all feel about that? Yeah. Well, I think they made it very clear how they feel about that. What I'm going to do, and by the way, in the articles, they're really good. I highlighted them for you. You got the blue quotes that will help you to understand the article. But what you're going to see in these 8 or 9 articles in the final article thread that I'm not going to go over right now because I'm assigning it to you as homework, you're going to see that temperament. You're going to see that atmosphere. You're going to see that mood. Now, what was the last keyword that I gave you? Here, write it down. What was the last keyword I gave you? It's in your notes. I told you, write this keyword down. What's the last keyword? I'll give you a clue if it helps you. I need the number 5, number 5, number 5. It's okay. Take your time. Let's see here. Jeff says, Dina, troops have a point. There had been some sunspot solar flares. Okay, yeah, I think I need to speed this up and get this over with. Very good, day trader. Very good. Very good. The answer the day trader just gave us was leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, the leaders of Iraq are doing an amazing job in Iraq. You know, they're putting their foot down. They're letting it known very, very clearly to anybody that gets in the way of the CBI, the prime minister, and the religious military leader, Sadr. You don't mess with these guys. Now that's 3. I told you there was a total of 5. Who are the other 2? And what's going on is that you'll see, you know what? I don't know if, oh yeah, you do have an article about the arrest warrant. Yeah, the flavor, the taste of the articles is going to show you that these leaders of Iraq are taking the reign of leadership in their country, from military, economic, monetary, you name it. They are in control, and they have made it clear to the enemy that constantly says, oh yeah, well, we're going to beat you up. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have a meeting, and we're going to vote, and we're going to do this and that. Okay. No meetings, no votes. Even if they voted, what authority does those votes have? None. Zero. Zilcho. Nothing. You might as well say, okay, the vote is 5,000 to 0. We want Mr. Ed as the new prime minister to represent our party. So what? Go get him some carrots. Actually, we don't even recognize you. Who are you? The dog? What? Oh, Dawa? Oh, okay. Whatever. And, you know, think about it. When you were a child, and you see everybody else playing, you want to be a part of it. It's recess time. Can I play with you guys out here with the ball? No! Boy, that can really depress a little child. That can really make them sad. They can go into a corner and literally almost cry. They can just sit on the floor and pout and give up. Am I describing Iran? Pretty much. Pretty much. They pout. I want this, I want this. Yeah, I don't care what you want. All the things that you used to do, terrorists, ISIS, Iran, you can't do no more. Family, do you remember when, what was it, last month, Kazemi went to go see Iran, and everybody's like, what? And then when he came back, it turns out that the governor of the CBI also went to visit Iran. What? And of course, you called me. You told me, how stupid is this? What's going on? They're stabbing us in the back, Frank. Look who they're talking with. Oh, ye of little knowledge. And I told you when I put the articles in the final article thread, what did I say? Yeah, Kazemi's going over to Iran to tell them what the blankety blank they are going to do from now on. Oh, and if you want to participate, in our country, monetary reform, economic reforms, politically, whatever it may be, you're going to have to walk the line. You're going to have to walk the line. No talk. But we want, no, what I say? No talk. Walk the line. And you'll see that evidence in the articles that are in the final article thread. The power, the authority that the leaders of Iraq are grabbing onto. This is what Iraq citizens have been hungering for, crying out for. Leaders! Over 20-something years, that generation has never seen a leader. I was with you Monday. Now, Monday, there's no need to read to you Monday. So, I will read to you Tuesday. But I always overlap, remember? So I'm going to read you the last part of Monday's report. Here we go. By the way, y'all hear me okay? Yeah, I guess so. It shows here we're doing good. All right, with our volume. Here we go. It's a big sting operation. They just set it up, and it was a major leader, a major lead Iraqi official. He was one of us, Mr. Frank. He was caught. And by the way, did you see this article? This was Monday. And then there was Tuesday, and today is Wednesday. This is so huge. Did you see the article about it? Mm-mm. Fake media, and that's why we guide you and take care of you and interpret these articles. There's a big sting operation that was set up today, and a major leader of Iraqi officials was caught, Mr. Frank, and arrested. They arrested him for taking a bribe. It happened this morning. They're showing us this on the news channel 1 right now. They're saying major crackdown on corruption and more arrests coming as Iraq will eventually cut the head off of the snake. Oh boy. Remember I told you, that's like cutting the head off of a chicken. It's hard to kill the chicken. It'll still keep walking around for about 30 more seconds without a head. And it's difficult. It's been decades, to cut the head off of this snake, this viper called Iran. But they have. And the rest of the body of the snake is wiggling and wiggling until it's no more. It's a major crackdown. Now this started yesterday. And you don't even get articles about it telling you about it because, oh no, of course not. We can't say anything bad about the bad people. Can we, media around the world? Because they arrested this Iraqi, threw him up against the wall, arrested his butt right now. And what's interesting is that arrest started yesterday. And then it says, and they're telling us, Mr. Frank, that there will be more arrests that are coming as Iraq will eventually cut the head off of the snake. So, let's see what happens the next day. Oh, by the way, we're still with yesterday right there. I'm sorry. You see that? Right? Yesterday. Okay. And it says, Eddie says from yesterday, Sauter tells us to, now pay close attention because I love this part. That's why I love the reports. That's why I love the reports because they they fill in uh, the the D. What do they call that they did to President Trump's documents? You know, when you put
Classified.
no, they when they took a magic marker and they D something or another. I forget the terminology of it, but that's what the articles from Iraq are like, just like they are here in the United States. What happens? Oh, thank you, Oh, not D. It's Re. Thank you, TMB. Redact. Yeah, when they redacted those documents that Trump wanted. I mean, 99% of them were all, you know, blotted out in black ink. And the same thing with the articles that you get from Iraq. They're not going to tell you this kind of stuff. Mr. Frank Sauter tells us to continue with the reforms in the streets. Wait a minute. Eddie, wait a minute. Who told you this? Sauter. Your military leader? Yeah. He told you to continue with the reforms in the street. Do you understand what that means? Oh, yes, Mr. Frank. I'm not reading it, by the way. It was a different conversation. Oh, yes, Mr. Frank. We are his army. The enemy fears us now. Oh, look. The only way we're going to get the economic and monetary reform, Mr. Frank, is when they give us the government. The only way we're going to get the government is when they, you know, get rid of all these bad guys. They disband this parliament, and we get in what Kazemi wants. Yeah, his government. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, Eddie, good for you. Here, let me show it to you. Well, good for you, Eddie. Good for you to understand such a simple concept, because it's your right as an Iraqi citizen to kick them out of your country. So Sauter tells you, Iraqi army of Sauter, to continue with the reforms, economic and monetary reform. The only way you continue is by guarding the green zone and guarding part. Okay. Continue the reforms in the streets also. Okay. But he did not assign us to the streets yet this week, Mr. Frank. He prepared us last Saturday, but it turned out that nobody showed up. Nobody showed up, so we didn't even go out into the streets. Also, he says to no matter what happens, he's saying corruption must end. It just, you see, that's Sauter's theme. This has got this BS from you, Iran, no more. I love his leadership about that. And I love the fact that he's got an army of millions and they are fired up. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I just, it is my wish that the new coach that we have that they got from last year will fire up my Detroit Lions before they go out this coming Sunday. Motivate them. Be a pep rally. Be a cheerleader. Get them, boom, boom, bang, bang, bang each other, and get out in the field and just tear that enemy apart, huh? Hey, Kazemi, you be the coach to the Iraqi citizens, okay? Sauter, you be the coach to the Iraqi citizens, okay? All right. Get them motivated. Get them ready, because no matter what happens, you are saying, Sauter, the corruption must end, and Iraq will not be ruled by outsiders. Here, let me show you that part. And then he doesn't use dots or commas or dashes. Then he says, corruption must end, and Iraq will not be ruled by outsiders. We seeing tomorrow, which was yesterday, we seeing tomorrow we seeing tomorrow supposedly the federal court will rule to dissolve parliament. But we know this will not happen because their leader is of the federal court, is an Iranian-backed leader. We know this will not happen because he's still the Iranian guy. So it will not happen, Mr. Frank. And you know what? It's not going to bother us Because nothing is going to happen until, well, I don't want to say that, because nothing is happening. And it looks like maybe we might walk into a civil war. That's interesting. Those communist news channels today were talking about America might lead itself into a civil war. Have you seen the parallel relationship in all these years that I've been with you? Every subject you can think of that we have talked about, you see it in the United States of America's government too. Every subject, doesn't matter what it is. Eddie, there will not be a civil war, son. Your commander-in-chief will not allow it. So it looks like a civil war is coming. There's no other way around this. Absolutely nothing is being done, and citizens will citizens will have to retake the government because the framework not doing anything but stealing from us. Now, there is a date, and again, the articles did not give it to you. I don't know why. They keep telling you the 20th. But what? That's okay. That's all right. But instead, Eddie and I would like to tell you something else. As far as the date that you gave us, Mr. Frank, September the 17th was also given for all government officials to resign. If they do not resign by the 17th, then all thunder will be released. All thunder will be released. Now, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is going to release thunder inside of Iraq? Oh, man, this thing threw up on me. Let me see. No, I'm sorry. I showed you the wrong thing. Hold on. Is this it? Yeah. Now stop it. There. Now, who do you think is going to tell the Iraqi citizens, hey, guys, get out in the streets right now? Who do you think is going to do that? Tink? No, not Tink. The people. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it. The people. Yeah, now it says here that a date of September the 17th was given by who? Sauder. This is for real then. The 20th is a bunch of BS. So the 17th, what? The date of September the 17th was given for all government officials. Got it? Even the ones that, right now are there, the good guys, and all the bad guys. We're going to sterilize this place. Bam! Bring in everybody. And it is at that time, family, that you will know that what I told you was the truth from my heart. The government has been functioning for a very long time. Kazemi has his cabinet. Kazemi has over 70. So yeah, did I show you that? Yeah. And what do you think the thunder will be? What do you think the thunder will be? I tell Eddie yesterday, I understand your anger. Okay? I understand your anger. I understand the vinegar that is in your blood to want to strike at the enemy. But you have to obey Sauder. If he tells you to go out into the streets, then you do it. You don't go anywhere else but the assigned areas. If you go against him and protest wherever you want without his permission, you will set back the reforms many years. Don't do this to yourself, Eddie. Tell them, be smart and wait for Sauder to assign you where he needs you, because the citizens of Iraq have become the army of Sauder, and the terrorists in your country are fearing you. They are fearing you. Eddie then says, Solder is one. Solder is one. Solder is one saying, we will bring thunder on the 17th. He meant to say, Solder is the one. So let me redo it. Solder is the one saying, we will bring thunder on the 17th if no dissolving of the government. So it looks like doomsday is coming. Yeah, for those that don't belong there. They're going to wake up one morning. Good morning. Where's my hookah? Yeah, give me some of that. What? I don't have a job anymore? What? What are you talking about? I'm going to Parliament. I'm going to work. And they will escort you straight out to the front door. You see, these are the constitutional laws of Iraq, not the BS laws of Iran. So the 17th, huh? Let me see, what is today's date? The 7th? We got 10 days to go. In the next 10 days, watch. Oh my goodness. Watch the bad guys. Watch it. How you doing, buddy? Oh, I love that new robe that you got on, that burqa. Looking good on you, sister. Can I kiss your ring? Yeah. Too late. To which I say to Eddie, it sure is coming. You know, doomsday is coming. And I say, yeah, it sure is coming. Because, in my opinion, they have a date. In my opinion, they have a date for the reforms. And they have to clean their government of Iran terror as quickly as possible. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. We can do it. Yeah, gotcha. Yesterday, 10:45, almost 11 o'clock at night. And I was surprised, but I understand why he sent us so late. It was his early morning. Mr. Frank, morning. Solder is saying he's going to have his party bloc return to Parliament. What? Solder has told us, Mr. Frank, us citizens, he's going to have his party bloc return to Parliament. Dang. Well, let me see Iran contest that. Did I show this already to you? I don't know, here real quick. Oh, you're cheating. You're getting to see the rest of it. Okay. Solder is saying that he's going to have his party bloc return to Parliament because it's their right. Deja vu. It's their right. After hearing Framework still trying to push their man as the prime minister, you know, the guy you said, Bullwinkle the Moose, as their prime minister, and the federal court going to reject dissolving Parliament. They're saying Solder's bloc will come back. It's here. So it's public. Solder's bloc will come back. You listening? So you understand, Solder is saying, hey, my party is going to take over Parliament. Okay, cool. Hey, don't even mess around. Get out of here or it's going to be thunder for you. Okay. And then Solder also says, when I come back with my party, check it out. Read it. What's it say? When I come back, sucker, I'm coming back with 73. We will fill the whole Parliament. I told you, family. To which I say to Eddie, that is correct, Eddie. That is correct, Eddie. Kazemi's plan all along with Solder was to disarm and to discourage Iranian terrorism by not giving them the time of day. And it's working, isn't it, son? Yes, sir, it is. We also are willing to stay away as they tell us. But the moment that we are set free, thunder. Good for you, Eddie. Good for you. Today, 9:15 in the morning. Here we go. Iran is offering and using Iraqi dinars in Iraq banks as offering. Okay, can I kiss your hand? Iran is offering and using Iran is offering and using Iraqi dinars in Iranian banks. As of today, can you believe that, Mr. Frank? We see a big explanation from the federal court. Oh, this is another thing. But just staying with this part, this first part right here, right there. Isn't that great? Now, sidebar, because it's all, we've talked about this, and this should be ancient history to you. You should be happy of what we're showing you, because get ready for this. I just told you earlier, Kazimi, where you going? I'm gonna go to Iran. What for? No. Hey, Mustafa Galay, governor of the CBI, where you going? I'm going to Iran. No, what? And then when you saw the articles in the final article thread, what was the blue title that it said? Hey, Iran, Kazimi's in control of Iraq. You got that? And the purpose for him to visit was to tell Iranian leaders, this is my country. You want to do business with us? Yeah. Your GDP exploded again. You guys are really doing great. I mean, we're having trouble as it is already. China's all going bankrupt. They're supposed to help us, but no. North Korea's helping China. North Korea's helping Russia, but no. So yeah, Kazimi, we want to do business with you. Can we buy your oil? Can we sell you some oil? You want electricity? How about produce? Maybe we can exchange back and forth. And that's why Kazimi and the leaders of Iraq went over to see the leaders of Iran and tell them, you're not in control of my country anymore. You understand? Now, if you want to be a part of my country, you're welcome to. Mustafa Galay will be here and he'll tell you what you have to do. You can't steal any longer from our banks or our auctions. You got that, Iraq or Iran? You got that? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And if you're deaf, here, let me try this. Okay, does that help? And that's what happened. I mean, Sadr don't take no caca from these guys. And Kazimi is learning from Sadr. You go, Sadr. Yeah, go tell him. You want me to tell him? Okay. Hey. Today, Iran is offering and using Iraqi dinars in Iranian banks. As of today, Mr. Frank, can you believe that? We see a big explanation from the federal court also on TV today, and it looks like they are not going to dissolve Parliament again. Instead, Mr. Frank, they came up with 6 points of why not to dissolve Parliament. That's a bunch of hogwash. He knows the word hogwash? Are you serious? Was he educated in America or what? I think he was. It's a bunch of... a bunch of hogwash. To which I say to him, that is correct. That is correct, Eddie. It's all BS. Nobody even cares if they've got 6 points or 600 points. The purpose is to ignore them into obliviation. Oh, se acabó. That's it. Did you like your Yubi tonight? I love you. And I send you to God's throne room by the blood of Jesus Christ, that you would talk to him, you would pray to him. I send you to his throne room, that you would ask him, what do you think about what Frank told us, Holy Father? Should we ignore him? Should we stay far away from him? Will you allow us to have discernment? Will the Holy Spirit enter us and dwell to feel whether or not we're being told the right things? My only justification for you, family, is that as you let the days go by, or at least a week, you end up seeing what we tell you. Walking stick. I didn't get the chance to open this letter. It's just a bill. But yeah, I took notes from Walking Stick. So as I'm ready to say goodbye to you, because notice that everybody's leaving now, and that's okay with me, because I'd like to share with you some things. Frank, I want you to tell the KTFA family that Iran knows and has known for a very long time that the Iraqi dinar is about to go up in value. Therefore, Frank, Iran's attitude is slowly changing. That it is better to work with Kazemi and the CBI and Sadr with value than to continue stealing illegally with no value. Frank, tell KTFA, Iran knows that the United States of America will eventually have a different president with a different Middle East agenda. Example, the Iranian rial is restricted by the United States. It is illegal for us to possess it and own it. The restrictions on Iranian currency has caused them to bleed. Not only their currency, but the American dollar. Right, the American dollar right now, Iran is economically and financially hurting. They don't have the ability to steal from Iraq any longer. And they need to work with the CBI in order to start turning a profit for their country. Knowing Iraq will soon become a Middle East financial house of power, so Iran, so it is to Iran's advantage to prepare to work with Kazemi and the USD in a fair manner. Does that sound familiar? Play fair with our currency. Thank you, Walking Stick. I appreciate those notes. I'll make sure that I tell the family that. By the way, sir, the 17th. The 17th. I don't want to talk about it, Frank. Can I tell you that Sadr has declared to the Iraqi citizens that if the government is not dissolved by the 17th, that he's going to send the citizens out into the street? They're already in the streets, Frank. Yeah, I know that, but not in the full force, not in certain strategic locations yet. It's okay. The arrest warrants are taking care of things, Frank. Taking care of things? They're preparing the way for the 73 to come in from Sadr for Parliament. The 17th is, yes, definitely a deadline, but you have to understand something. The IMF required, before they would lift the value of their currency, that they had to clean their house. That was part of the many financial deal agreements that the CBI and the government made with the IMF. Therefore, Frank, you will see soon a Malachi being arrested. Well, Walking Stick, there was an article yesterday that came out and said that there's a warrant for his arrest. There was a warrant for his arrest. And that's the end of my notes. But then he also said to me, who did it? Oh, Mordecai, thank you kindly for your financial contribution, sir. Thank you kindly. Very humble. Thank you so much. So much. He says to me, who mandated this? Who did this? I said, I know it's Sauter, but it's possible that it's Sauter and Kazemi together. He said, if the arrest warrant is out, and on Monday they arrested an Iraqi politician that took bribes. That's a lot of arrests that are starting to come out now. Malachi arrest warrant is coming from the correct authority, those in the power to actually initiate an arrest of Malachi, not from a fake government of Iraq represented by Iran. Wow. The 17th is a rather important date because we've said it very clearly. Why don't we have the monetary reform? Because we have Iran. What are we seeing in the last month or so? Less and less of Iran. What are we seeing today? Those leaders of Iran being kicked out or arrested. With this arrest warrant, do you think that Malik is going to stick around? You think he's going to show his nose to anybody or his butt to anybody? No. Gone, sucker. Congratulations, Kazemi, Sauter. The plan worked. And as much as you, family, constantly, well, why don't they arrest him? Why this? Why that? Why that? You just don't understand military tactics. Okie dokie. I can't think of anything else.
Doors. Doors.
Oh, Doris, thank you kindly. If I missed anybody that gave us a contribution, thank you kindly. What somebody just said, UN. You know what? It's best that you don't ever post UN to me. I despise the United Nations. I want nothing to do with them. They're a bunch of parasites. In fact, go look at the final article thread, the 8 or 9 that I put in today. See what I told the UN. Alrighty, I can't think of anything else. Tink, anything? Oh, I see he's asking about the UN meeting, which is a bunch of garbage. Hey, UN, what are you doing here in Iraq? Well, it's our job to make sure that you guys form a government and stop your fighting. What the hell do you think we're doing? Oh, well, we're just in here to cause trouble. You're in here to get your cut, your part of the money, right? You think we're going to pay our what do you call it, our dues to the United Nations? No. What have you done for us? So I have no respect for the United Nations. They're a bunch of hypocrites, and they're a bunch of liars, and they're a bunch of green jerks. But let them have their time. Let them have their time. Mine's coming. God bless you all. Thank you kindly for being with us. I'll see you this coming Monday on our next UB2B. Love each other. Visit each other. Pray for each other. Support each other. Call each other on the phone. And if I can be of any help to you, my name is Frank. I go by FRANK26 on the internet. My phone number is 419-283-2552. 419-283-2552. If you're not a member of our forum, I really would encourage you. I really would encourage you. That's KTF always.com. It stands for Keep the Faith Always. KTFalways.com. Galway girl, you're a sweetheart, you and your husband and your children. Let me see your question. Is Kazemi really coming to the United States to meet with N? Or is that nonsense? Good question, Galway girl, and I'm going to answer it and then say goodbye, okay? Kazemi has gone to many different countries that were against him to tell them, I am in control of my country. I am in charge of my country. You got any questions about my country? About my reforms? You got any questions? I'm the leader of this country. Can you spell that? Good. I'm the leader of this country. And how many countries has Kazemi gone to? I love the fact that he's saving the last for the best. Was it?
Best for last.
The best for the last. I'm sorry, I said it backwards. Oh man, I wish I was a fly on the wall when Kazemi talks to Biden. You know, I'll take care of each other. I love you. I'll see you again. Bye-bye. Aloha. Sweet aloha. Pure aloha. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. You ate my cookies?
No,
They were right there.
they're still there.
There's only 4 of them there.
No,
I have 5. You ate a cookie, didn't you?
nope.
Let me see your teeth.
I think your sister ate it.
Yeah. Good. I said your teeth.
The dogs ate it. Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs? I'm watching myself over here going.
You're turning red.
I am turning red. I'm embarrassed.
You haven't drank anything.
I have not drank a single thing, Jan.
Nope.
Golly. I should look ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Goodbye.